what I'm trying to say is that, you're supposed to do research, right, on a competitor. What did they do, all right, to ensure that, they are not taking the risk of employing, okay, children. Okay, so please tell me the policy.
So in this part, I bring out a policy for my client, for the startup company, that they cannot employ any workers that under the age of 16.
So you say cannot employ, okay, whatever, okay, I'm not going to type, okay, cannot employ children under age of 18. That's all?
Under the age of 16. That's all.
That's all?
Yeah.
Cannot. Your standard not enough. Cannot. Reject. Dumping, you have to go out, okay? You go out. Not enough research. Reject. Okay? And now, Brittany, come type it on the chat box. This is your paraphrase summary work. This is our summary. Oh, so long, my God. Why so long, Okay, I put it here first. This is what Brittany has written. I put it here. I want to check the wordings, the accuracy. Every worker shall be entitled to a rest day of at least 24 consecutive hours in every period of 7 consecutive days. And the rest day shall be twice a month, be a Sunday or any other day as may be agreed between the worker and the employer. What is your, the summary? Employees cannot work more than 48 hours a week. And employees under 18 are not allowed to work more than 40 hours. Why your accuracy is not there? It's different, why? Pretty. Can you see the difference?
Yes.
Your content is different, Where do you pick this from? From where?
I found it on the government of UK.
The what? Okay, let's assume because now you have too much information. Okay, Brittany is not using this, so because in order not to waste time, so she did not follow. In conclusion, she did not follow what we have discussed, and I do not want to waste time on or to insist on this regulation. Use a regulation, and your regulation here actually too much information. You should only how would I say? You should only select one. You want 48 hours or 18? I think you should do
48
this
hours.
48 hours. Okay, too much information. Then you give the reference. Okay, employees cannot work more than 48 hours. Not clear. You cannot say cannot work. I don't understand what by cannot work, Not allowed to work, is it? They cannot work, which means that they are sick, They cannot work more than 48 hours. Do you understand what I mean? The workers is a workers' problem. They cannot work more than 48 hours. So employees are not allowed. I think it's have better explanation for that, okay? All right. So employees are not allowed to work, all right, more than 48 hours. Okay, I will delete this thing here. So I will replace this thing here. something is in the chat box. Daniel, you want to go out? Okay, you go out. Okay, can you tell me what is the standard? By point form. How many things did they do to ensure that?
They allow worker to have a day off in a week.
So 1 day off, 1 day off per week. Some more? Wait, you said employees are not allowed to work. Employees are not allowed to work more than 48 hours per what? Per week or per day? Per what? Per week, right? Or per month? Or per year?
Week, 48 hours a week.
Okay, so must have complete information. Alright, 48 hours per week. So, alright, 1 day off per week for employees, right? Okay, you write in proper sentences. Wait, now 1 day off. Is it enough or not? 1 day off. Ross, can you please count the time? 1 day off, is it enough or not enough?
I think it's enough.
How do you come to this conclusion?
Because an employee will work 8 hours a day. That is on average, and multiple that for 6 days a week. And they cannot work more, so I think
8 times 6, 48. So it cannot be 7 days because it will exceed, right? Okay, accept. Okay, what's the second thing they do? Not enough
the second
answer.
thing they do is the employees have to sign a contract. In the contract, when the company hire the employees, they have to the company will not take responsibility for anything happens more when the employees work more than 48 hours a week.
But the employers ask them to work, and then they don't want to be responsible for their safety. How can? Cannot, you think? For example, you are my worker, Brittany. So I ask you to work on Sunday. And then if for example Sunday something wrong, and the company don't take responsibility for your safety. Cannot. Dusty, you get yes, Dusty? Dustin or Dusty, sorry. Dustin, yes, you want to go out? Yes. So cannot. Cannot lah. How can? This one cannot. I don't agree. You think it's reasonable or not reasonable?
I think the employees will have to work under security
I don't understand what is
and
under security.
surveillance.
Brittany, what I'm trying to say is that whether it is normal working hours or overtime. That means if the employers ask the workers or the workers to work on Sunday, that means it's called overtime. All right. Whether it is normal working hours or overtime, it is the responsibility of the employer, according to Health and Safety Act. They have to be responsible for the health and safety of the workers at all times in the workplace when working. The employers cannot choose which day, all right, have to, which day, they will ensure safety and which day they will not ensure safety. They are going against statutory law. Cannot.
Okay, I understand.
Okay, no need to think about this anymore. Okay, next point.
I've just found only those two.
Okay, so my conclusion is not enough research. Okay, conclusion, not enough research, and I cannot accept your standards. All right. Okay, yes, Hesley, you have come up with some answer or no? So same thing, I think, Hesley, you have not enough answer. Now, can you please think, like for example, all right, you should be looking at who is the one to employ employees? Who is the one? Which department hires employee?
The
Hesley?
human resource department.
HR, yes. You think about the activities of the HR department in this area here. How do they know? This is a child or not a child. How do they know? So please look at it very seriously inside. Understand what I mean? Not your research is not enough, and your investigation is not enough. Not enough investigation. Okay, and also lack of analysis. Okay, now let's look at this potential impact. Okay, open to everyone. Anyone can tell me okay, Sandra, I received your message. Okay, now, can anybody tell me what exactly is the reason to have standards? Why do you think standards is necessary? Why do you think standard is important? Why do you think standard is important to your startup company? Louis? Why standards is important to your startup company? Louis, I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm waiting. Didn't do your homework, is that?
I think cannot employ under 18 years.
You're not with me. I'm asking you why it is important to have standards. I'm not asking you what are the standards. I'm asking you why it is important to have standards for your startup company. You're supposed to give advice to your startup company, right? You're the paralegal. So now you have to tell them it is important. Why? Why is it important? Gina, how about?
I think standards is important because it can improve the consistency of the company,
It can
and
improve the efficiency. Do you say efficiency?
yes.
These are the advantages. But more importantly, how does it relate to your legislation and regulation?
Mm,
else wants to try? How about Pearl?
I think this difficult because it feels as a rules we must maintain, such as values, weight, or quality.
I cannot understand, and then I cannot hear. She's gone. Bro, I cannot hear you. Mia, try. Mia? Oh, I can't hear you. Mia? You see, class, you see, I try to be nice to you. I don't want to scold you. I don't want to punish you. But you keep forcing me. You see, Mia? And after that, she say, internet spoil, computer spoil, everything spoil, but she never say, herself, Okay, next student. Okay, Roy, try, Roy.
Yes. I think the standard help the company to become more value.
Become more what?
Value.
More valuable. But why more valuable? But what does it has to do with regulations and legislation?
Because I think regulation and legislation the company must follow, but the standard is higher than the regulation.
Higher the regulation.
This is that example that legislation that you can hire the people over 18 years old, but you can choose that the your employee uh, more have high higher have high tech or something.
I don't understand what you're talking about, because you say that standards is higher or more high tech, than regulations. I think you don't understand what is standard. Standard basically is how to do the job. Class, okay, let me ask you a question. Okay, let's go back to that document. Okay, now, class, you listen very carefully. Okay, now, you look at this standard, for example. This is the methodology, right? 1 day off or whatever, right? Isn't it? This how to do the job, right? Isn't this a specific performance to meet the what? To meet the regulations, right? Basically. Do you understand what I mean? When you design standards, what why when you design a standard, all right, you have to look at what? You have to base on what to design the standard. What do you have to base on to design standard? And what do you have to base on to design standard? Now I ask you to design a standard. For example, you are the standard manager. I ask you to design standard. What do you base on to design standard? And
Yes.
what do you base on to design standard? Kaylin? I ask you to design standard. What do you base on to design standard?
I think it's a regulation.
Yes, you design, regulation. For example, you based on the regulation, right? For example, here the regulation say, for example, underage employment, all right, is not allowed. Employers are not allowed to employ a child who is allowed to employ children under 16 years old, for example. You based on that to come up with the policy, right? The HR department to design on the HR policy. For example, here the law says minimum age. Surely the standards you cannot be a safety standard, right? Say for example, give them a helmet. You're irrelevant, right? Do you understand what I mean? Because here we're talking about the minimum age. Or you ask them to wear, for example, then your standard, you ask them to wear protective clothing. You think your standard is right or wrong? Right or wrong standard, you tell me. Class, if you don't understand, say you don't understand. Okay, I finished my guidance already, that's all. But because I think you keep quiet means that you understand. Finish, you go for your break. Finish already, M2. Okay, I think you know how to do already. Because you all keep quiet. Okay, finish. Go for your break. After that, we do D1. What time do I see you after the break? Stella?
At 10:30.
Okay, alright, see you. After that, now we do D1. D1 now, you keep quiet also, we finished already. Okay, alright, go for your break, that's all.